Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. Um, so today I thought I would do a tarot spread based on the Hangman because he's been stalking me lately. And I never use this deck. It is the Tarot. It's an independent deck by Scarlett Ravenwood and Jamie Gold. Beautiful deck. It has gold embossed here, and it's gilded in gold. But the last, I'd say, couple month or so, no matter what deck I'm using, I pull the Hangman out. I'm like, I've never really pulled the Hangman or had any kind of relationship with the Hangman card. So I found a spread, the Stalker card spread. And it shows the card that's stalking you, which is the Hangman. And then it asks you to pull 4 other cards. The first one is, why is this card stalking me? The other 3, I don't know that I'm going to pull them because they don't seem to resonate with what I want to know. Maybe we'll go through them once I shuffle and pull a card. We'll see. And you can say this gilding's already wore off on the edges. Ugh, it's awful. Awful. But I love this deck. It's beautiful. After I pull a card to see why this card is stalking me, maybe I'll pull a couple cards to see why this card is stalking me. And then we'll go from there to see what's going on. Okay, so kind of just winging this spread because I didn't find one that really resonated with me. So I'm just like, the only real question I have in mind is why? Why are you stalking me? So let's pull one there. Then I'll go with another one here. Pull one more. Why are you stalking me? And I did do a like a meditation beforehand. So for this Hangman that's been non-stop stalking me, we're pulling out. Sorry, paused it because my husband came out and talked to me for a minute. And now my dog, if you can hear, she's drinking sounds like a gallon of water. But I did pull the 2 cards here to kind of see if I get better understanding of why I keep pulling the Hermit or the Hangman card lately. I decided to pull from this deck because I really haven't used this deck a whole lot. But I kind of got the impression of, as I pulled this deck off the shelf, the game Hanged Man. Like, if you get so many letters, you have to get so many letters and guess the puzzle before you actually have a Hangman. I, for some reason, thought of the game when I pulled this deck off the shelf. So I thought that was interesting. Maybe that'll have something to do with it. So anyway, the first card I pulled out was the Sun card, which is interesting because I never pulled a Sun card either. And this is one of my favorite Sun cards. I love the image in this. I love the sunflowers. It is stunning. Love that there's a horse in it. Like, looks like a real photo of a little girl on a horse. Okay, so the Sun card. And it's really confusing because I oftentimes think of the Hangman as a darker card, like a more introspection type of card, like a card that you have to turn your perspective upside down to see a different viewpoint. And sometimes that can be dark because you're changing something, and a lot of people don't like change. So that just kind of fascinates me that the Sun card is coming out when I'm asking the Hangman, why are you stalking me? And then I've got the Sun card. So maybe it's letting me know, just because I feel like the Hangman is signaling, because I'm about to go into my Hermit year. I'm in strength right now, and then I'm going to go into hermit. No, wait. Am I going into hermit? Yes, I'm going into a hermit year, coming up. Um, and I just feel like it's, very interesting, uh, that, again, there's this, that to me, the hangman is signaling, especially since it's coming up at the end of this year. Hey, you're about to go into this hermit mode where you need to, maybe change your perspective. And maybe the sun card is here because it's saying, yes, you're going to go into this hermit mode, but it doesn't have to be a dark period for you. It maybe you should change your perspective or your mindset on even just that this may not be a bad thing. It may be a good thing. Maybe it's going to shed some light on some stuff that needs to come out. It doesn't have to be a bad thing if you're going inward. So I find that quite interesting. So let's look at the second card here. And we got the Hermit. What did I say? That's crazy. Yeah, and I love this card. Look at that. Look at that. It's like the, almost like it's a young girl. There's a bird there. I thought that was an apple before. Almost like the witch from Snow White is what it reminds me of. But, again, we have this darker toned card. That's both of these seem like a darker card, and then we have the sun in here in the midst of it, going, "Hey, it doesn't have to be a dark time. Just because you're going inward and looking at things, maybe it's time to change that perspective and look at them, in under the light of day, under the sunshine, and maybe that will help change my perspective." So let's look at here. Now come up with another question in my brain. That was why. Why did the hermit or hangman come up for me? What will benefit? What does the hangman benefit? What benefits can I get from the hangman? One just literally fell out. And we got the Two of Wands. Wow. Two of Wands. Look at that. His deck is gorgeous. I don't know why I don't use this all the time. It's gorgeous. And she's literally holding the world in her hands. What was the question again? That question is, what can I learn? What will benefit me is opening myself up to more possibilities is what it's doing. Open myself up to the world. Instead of being, it's funny because going into this hangman position or going into the hermit mode, if I do it in a way that's sunny and bright, and instead of this dun 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 dark mode I have to go into now, if I change my perspective and go into this hermit year, and again, to me, the hangman is like swiveling me around to the hermit. It's preparing me for my hermit year. And it's saying, again, if you go at it from a perspective of the sun, of this bright, wonderful time of self-care, it will open up your world to possibilities, bigger possibilities. So I find that quite interesting. Quite interesting. Okay, let me see. What advice does the hangman offer? What advice does the hangman offer? Got one falling out here. And then it says the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is, look how beautiful. Like, she's just like loving life, living her best self. And that's exactly to me what is that answers that question. Interesting. Okay. What will be the end result? And I feel like these are answered. I just feel like I don't have any more questions. So I'm just asking, what's the end result of the hangman stalking me? One literally flew out at me. We got the King of Pentacles. I get abundance and groundedness from that. Look how beautiful. I've long said the queens and kings in the minor arcana are like the epitome of their suit. They are the ultimate balance, the ultimate yin and yang of each other. And for me, the king is the top of the heap, right? He's completely learned to balance the earthy part of things and the spiritual part of things. And again, going into this hermit mode could very well mean there's a spiritual aspect that's going to happen, that's going to take place, that the hangman changing that perspective will open up new possibilities and have me living my best life and having me grounded and balanced. And that's a beautiful, beautiful sentiment, beautiful thought. I love that. Now, I will say on the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Swords. It is normally my favorite card in any deck. It is a beautiful card in this deck. But in this instance, I'm hearkening back to my Light Seers because that's the first deck I ever realized how important the Eight of Swords was to me. Because I often feel like I'm still in this trapped mode, even though I'm not. And I said it's funny because that it's just hilarious that this is the card in the bottom of the pile here, the bottom of card here. I forgot what they call it, but the negative aspect of things. Because in my new chapter tarot, the Eight of Swords looks like the Hermit trapped in the Eight of Swords. And I guess this could be my warning, is you're going into this hermit year, be wary that you could trap yourself. Stop with the bounds and the blindfolds. You're not bound, you're not blindfolded, you're not trapped. So stay away from that thought process while you're in hermit mode or in this hangman situation. So that's quite beautiful. Quite beautiful. That is that's quite beautiful. So I'm just going to read you guys what the hangman says in the book, because I read it right before. I've not read anything in this book until now. But I found it quite interesting for the hangman. And if I got enough time, I'll read for all of them. Hangman, sacrifice, outsider, immobility. Like Odin, Jesus, and Buddha, the hangman represents a necessary sacrifice to ascend to the next level of spiritual growth. And again, like I was saying here, there's a spiritual aspect to this. Think about what you need to give up to achieve this level of personal growth, whether that be time, resources, certain relationships, or something else. This may also be a time of feeling like an outsider in your own community. However, this distinctive approach you've chosen is the very thing that allows you to see the bigger picture of what many others are blinded to. Like the hangman, you are in a static place in life, unable to make decisive decisions or actions. Instead of fighting it, surrender and trust that this is an opportunity for emotional release and spiritual growth. And again, we got the spiritual growth. And what I found interesting was, I'm a Virgo. I'm all about having things in their place, having things in order. But I also realized there's another aspect to this when it talks about surrendering. Surrender is not a word that I use in my vocabulary very often, because surrender to me means failure. Surrender means allowing someone else to take control of how I feel or my actions or something to do with me that only I can control. And I fought for so many years to be in control of myself again, and my choices and my emotions and my feelings and my thoughts and my actions. That I find, and this is probably why this card just keeps coming up for me, is exactly this situation where it's telling me it's time to surrender. It's time to be the hermit and just surrender to the moment, surrender to that action of letting go. And anyway, my body knows, my mind even knows, but at the same time, my heart knows, but my mind is saying, don't surrender. How dare you surrender to this? Even if it is for your better, for the betterment of you and your spiritual growth, your physical growth, emotionally, all of that. There's a separation there where my brain is like, no, surrender is a bad thing. And maybe that's just because I grew up in an abusive home and I spent so much time training myself. Do not surrender. Do not let somebody else determine your happiness. And to me, surrendering means allowing somebody else to possibly change that. But at the same time, I've been in hermit mode for a long, many years. I've been in this suspended animation for many years, this stagnation for many years. And I think the hangman is saying it's time to change your perspective and see this hermit mode for something else other than this darkness that you've cowardly slept in for this many years. You just took a step back and allowed everything to happen to you, and not happen for you. And that is what I think this hangman has been trying to say to me this whole time. And I feel like I'm blabbering on, but yeah, that's what I'm getting out of that. That's actually quite beautiful, quite stunning. I love this deck. It's so beautiful. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. Bye.